Well, good morning. Now I'm uh, taken with learning modern Greek, and it's quite difficult because I'm not used to juggle more than two languages in a serious way. Then I've been dealing with Esperanto, but not in that um, like this. So it's quite difficult because one language tend to erase the other one. So it's very difficult to keep my English like fluent, remember each and every word, each and every idiom. At the same time, use be able to use Greek, which it will take some 5-6 years to be on the same level with English without losing anything I know in English. So I'm asking myself, how can these people deal with 5, 6, 9 languages? Is there a scam? Are they different from us? Well, I think there is. First of all, they're dealing with videos. It means they are quite fluent speaking about common thing. But when it comes to having the same ability to think in the other languages as in their first language, I don't say mother tongue because sometimes your first language is not your mother tongue, or another language becomes your first language. But anyway, I find very difficult to be able to speak 3 languages fluently. The only language I have no problem is Italian, just because I live in Italy. But if I lived in England or I lived in Greece, I would have problems remembering words in Italian as well. So what do? I usually, when I uh, learn Greek, tend to use, when I learn new words and I translate, I tend to use English as a bridge language, as a other language, unless the idiom in Greek doesn't exist in English. So I have to resort to Italian to translate. I tend not to translate, but sometimes I have the word in Greek, then I look up in a Greek dictionary, and then I check, because I never trust, and I sometimes I check also this Italian English. So it's what sort of language do I learn? Yes, I listen to documentaries in Greek about things I like, as I do in English. And documentaries are quite easy for me. Common day speech is quite more difficult. That's why I got this in Greece, which is a very it's spoken language. So what do? I ruin the book by adding notes everywhere, and all the words are in a context. So I just reread the book, having which has become like a learner's book, a student book, whatever. And in time, all these words become part and parcel of myself. It's a long time, but it's a long time process, but it pays dividends. It's very effective. Um, it's it, I have to do my homework as every day, like 15-20 pages, and I tell you the truth, at the beginning you tend to, yeah, it's normal, you have many words that you doubt or you want to learn. In time, you have fewer words to look up in a dictionary. So learning is it's a long-lasting process that never ends, and every time you must walk a thin line between being satisfied without being complacent, and that's a good thing to do. Ask yourself, what is your level? What is the level you want to achieve? How much spare time you've got, and how much you really want to learn this language, as opposed to other things you could do. So many times you say, well, I give up, because sometimes I say we want to be perfect, and sometimes we don't accept the fact that we cannot be perfect. That's why I gave up Greek a long time ago. Now, other things I want to speak about is motivation. And motivation is very important. And real motivation is very important. I don't find boasting your language skills is a real motivation, like boasting your guitar or mandolin skills. Yeah, there is a part of this, but most of all, for instance, in my case, motivation is, yes, I like Greece, and the fact that I uploaded videos where I help Greek people learn Italian, or I teach Italian how to read modern Greek. It was not casual, but really having a relationship with a Greek woman, I avoid the word girl for people who are older than 30. We are men and women, and it's been a great motivation. When I live in a foreign country, I tend to absorb the language in a way that I don't feel it's a foreign language anymore. At least I don't feel that there's a lot of loss between what I want to say and what I really say and what they really understand. Surely it's a process, and most of what I see on the web is a cognitive approach rather than letting your brain doing its stuff, making sense and work out meanings through listening. Obviously, as I always say, we have to have the right stuff. So it's when we grow up, we eat, but what a child eat or a baby, a newborn eats is different from what we eat. So we should have the right language that helps us develop and grow. Okay, these were thoughts about juggling different languages, motivation, and the process of learning. Goodbye.